Welcome to Selfie Story for another episode of Alternate Reality. The galaxy was a swirling vortex of stars, planets, and nebulae. It was a place of wonder, danger, and endless possibilities. But now, the galaxy was at war. Two powerful factions, the Terran Federation and the Draconian Empire, were locked in a bitter struggle for dominance. Their fleets clashed in epic battles that raged across the stars, leaving countless worlds in ruins. The Terran Federation, a union of human colonies, stood for freedom and democracy. They believed in the right of all sentient beings to self-determination. The Draconian Empire, ruled by a tyrannical emperor, sought to enslave the galaxy under its iron fist. They were a ruthless and technologically advanced foe, driven by an insatiable lust for power. The war had dragged on for decades, with neither side gaining a decisive advantage. Billions had perished, and entire star systems had been consumed by the fires of war. The fate of the galaxy hung precariously in the balance, teetering on the edge of utter annihilation.
In the midst of this galactic maelstrom, a glimmer of hope emerged. Captain Jaxon, a seasoned veteran with a reputation for courage and cunning, commanded the starship Nebula's Hope. His crew was a diverse band of humans, aliens, and androids, all bound together by their loyalty to Jaxon and their unwavering belief in the cause of freedom. Jaxon was a man of action, a brilliant strategist who inspired confidence in his crew. He had a square jaw, steely blue eyes, and a voice that could command attention in the loudest of battles. His first officer, Lieutenant Commander Anya, was a fierce warrior from a race of humanoid felines. Her tactical brilliance was matched only by her unwavering loyalty to Jaxon. The Nebula's Hope was a formidable vessel, armed with advanced weaponry and equipped with a state-of-the-art cloaking device. It had become a symbol of hope for the beleaguered Terran Federation, striking at the heart of the Draconian Empire with daring raids and strategic maneuvers. As the Nebula's Hope continued its campaign against the Draconian Empire, a sense of unease began to creep through the ranks. Whispers of betrayal spread like wildfire, casting a shadow of doubt over the crew. Strange malfunctions plagued the ship, and vital information seemed to leak to the enemy. Jaxon, a man who prided himself on his ability to read people, found himself questioning the loyalty of his crew. He couldn't shake the feeling that someone was working against them, feeding information to the Draconian Empire. The thought gnawed at him, threatening to undermine the trust that had held the crew together through countless trials.
Anya, ever perceptive, noticed the change in her captain. She shared his concerns, but she also knew the dangers of unfounded suspicion. They needed concrete evidence before they could confront anyone, lest they risk tearing the crew apart with accusations based on mere conjecture.
The truth came to light during a daring raid on a Draconian supply depot. Jaxon, leading a small strike team, discovered that their target was heavily fortified, as if the enemy had been expecting them. The ensuing battle was a desperate struggle, with Jaxon and his team barely escaping with their lives. Upon returning to the Nebula's Hope, Jaxon reviewed the mission data, searching for clues that could explain the ambush. He found his answer in the ship's logs. Someone had deactivated the cloaking device moments before they reached the depot, alerting the enemy to their presence.
The culprit was Chief Engineer Krill, a seemingly loyal member of the crew who had served under Jaxon for years. Krill, confronted with the evidence, confessed to his betrayal. He had been secretly working for the Draconian Empire, swayed by promises of power and wealth. The revelation sent shockwaves through the crew, shattering their sense of unity and trust. Jaxon, feeling deeply betrayed by a man he had considered a friend, was left reeling from the revelation.
The betrayal of Krill had far-reaching consequences. The Draconian Empire, now aware of the Nebula's Hope's movements, launched a massive offensive aimed at crushing the Terran Federation once and for all. The battle raged across the galaxy, but the decisive confrontation took place in the Galactic Core, a chaotic region of intense gravity wells and swirling nebulae.
Despite the turmoil within our crew, we rallied our forces for a desperate last stand. The Nebula's Hope, leading a ragtag fleet of Terran ships, faced off against a seemingly endless wave of Draconian warships.
The battle was a maelstrom of laser fire, exploding starships, and desperate maneuvers.
With a tactical genius shining through the chaos, I devised a daring plan to exploit the unstable gravitational currents of the galactic core. I directed the Terran fleet through a series of risky maneuvers, using the gravity wells to slingshot our ships into advantageous positions, disrupting the enemy formations and delivering devastating blows to the Draconian fleet.
As the battle raged, I couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to Krill's betrayal than met the eye. I had known Krill for years, and I couldn't believe that greed alone could have driven him to betray his comrades. I decided to confront Krill, seeking answers that could shed light on the traitor's true motives.
Krill, imprisoned aboard the Nebula's Hope, was initially defiant, but Jaxon's persistent questioning eventually chipped away at his resolve. Krill revealed that his family had been taken hostage by the Draconian Empire, and he had been forced to betray the Terran Federation to ensure their safety. He had been living a nightmare, torn between his loyalty to his crew and his love for his family.
Though still angered by Krill's actions, I was moved by his story. I understood the impossible choice Krill had been forced to make. I realized that forgiveness, though difficult, was the only path toward healing the wounds that had been inflicted on the crew.
The Battle of the Galactic Core ended in a stalemate, with both sides suffering heavy losses. The Nebula's Hope, battered but not broken, limped back to Terran space, carrying the scars of a hard-fought victory. The war was far from over, but the Terran Federation had proven that they would not be easily defeated.
Reflecting on the events of the battle and Krill's confession, I've decided to offer the traitor a chance at redemption. I propose a daring mission to rescue Krill's family from the clutches of the Draconian Empire.
Krill, overwhelmed with gratitude and remorse, readily accepted, eager to right the wrongs he had committed.
The mission was fraught with danger, but the crew of the Nebula's Hope, inspired by Jaxon's compassion and Krill's determination, pulled together to achieve their goal. They infiltrated the Draconian stronghold where Krill's family was being held, fighting their way through legions of enemy soldiers and overcoming seemingly insurmountable obstacles.
The rescue mission was a success, and Krill was reunited with his family. The experience had a profound impact on the crew of the Nebula's Hope, reminding them of the importance of compassion and forgiveness, even in the darkest of times. The wounds of betrayal had begun to heal, replaced by a renewed sense of unity and purpose.
The Terran Federation, though battered by the war, had survived the Draconian offensive. They had proven their resilience and their unwavering commitment to freedom. But the war was far from over, and the threat of the Draconian Empire still loomed large over the galaxy. Jaxon, now more than ever, understood the importance of his mission. He knew that the Nebula's Hope, and its crew of loyal and diverse individuals, represented a beacon of hope in a galaxy teetering on the brink of tyranny. They would continue to fight, to protect the innocent, and to uphold the ideals of the Terran Federation. As the Terran Federation licked its wounds and prepared for the next confrontation with the Draconian Empire, a new threat emerged from the shadows. A mysterious alien race known only as the Voidborn appeared on the galactic stage, their intentions shrouded in secrecy and their power seemingly unmatched. The Voidborn possessed advanced technology that dwarfed even that of the Draconian Empire. Their ships were sleek and deadly, capable of warping spacetime and unleashing devastating energy weapons. They moved with a chilling silence, striking from the shadows with terrifying precision. The Terran Federation and the Draconian Empire, both caught off guard by the sudden arrival of this new enemy, found themselves facing a common foe. The galaxy, once divided by their bitter conflict, now faced a threat that could potentially annihilate them all.
The galaxy, once again, was plunged into chaos. The Terran Federation, the Draconian Empire, and the mysterious Voidborn clashed in a three-way war that threatened to consume all of existence. The fate of countless worlds hung in the balance as the three factions battled for supremacy.
Captain Jaxon and the crew of the Nebula's Hope found themselves on the front lines of this new conflict. They faced challenges unlike any they had encountered before, battling an enemy whose motives and capabilities remained shrouded in mystery. The war for the galaxy was far from over. New enemies would rise, old alliances would crumble, and the battle for freedom would continue. But through it all, Captain Jaxon and his crew would stand firm. Beacons of hope in a galaxy consumed by darkness. Their journey was far from over, their story just beginning.